This is Brother Teacher here. One of my followers, David, wanted to know what my feelings were about the sweetener, the artificial sweetener, Splenda. What's my take on Splenda? Well, we should all know by now that Splenda is an artificial sweetener, but so is Equal. So is what's the other one? NutraSweet, and there's a host of other ones, but those are some of the name brands that we are familiar with. I'm going to refer to my notes just for a moment so I don't miss anything and that I'm very concise. Uh, Splenda, Equal, and NutraSweet are those blue, pink, and uh, I think it's a yellow pack as well of artificial sweeteners that you typically would find in a local restaurant as an alternative to white granulated sugar. Now, mind you, white table sugar is dangerous to us. It comes from uh, cane sugar, but the process turns it into nothing but acid. And once it enters the human body, it makes the human body very acidic. Sugar does. That stuff that we love so much that we like to make our pastries with, our sweeten our coffee and our tea with, make our pies with, and that we put in a host of other food items, that white sugar. Not to mention that children like to put sugar on oatmeal and various other types of cereals and things of this sort. We all grew up with this, Kool-Aid and so forth. So this white table sugar is bad for us. Some of us have learned this lesson, like myself, many years later. But anyway, even though white table sugar is bad for us, artificial, even though that's artificial sugar, but what we typically refer to as artificial sweeteners such as Splenda, Equal, and NutraSweet, they are even worse. As a matter of fact, they are very carcinogenic, cancer causing. So getting back to the question about what do I think about Splenda, Splenda has another name and it's sucralose, but it's disguised in other products as well. So they get slick. And what I mean slick is that they become very deceptive to the general public, the manufacturers of these products, in that they keep changing the names once they find out that we are aware of those cancer causing agents being present in our foods. So they will change the name in hopes that we won't pay attention to the ingredients. And they say, oh, sucralose, okay, what's that? We don't pay attention to it. So Splenda is another name for sucralose, as is Equal is something that contains aspartame, I believe it is, NutraSweet. Anyway, let me give you my list. These are the things that you should watch out for. Some of these are interwoven, in other words, that they cross over because some of them are actually the same things. This is a good general rule. Stay away from these ingredients when you see them on your list of ingredients in your food products. Splenda, NutraSweet, Sweet and Low. That was the other one. Sucralose, aspartame, of course, and Equal. Write those on your thumb. Stay away from them because they have been known to cause cancer in laboratory animals, and these animals that they experiment on are very similar in their body makeup as is a human being. So they do cause cancer. So now, brother teacher, you might ask, what's an alternative to these sweeteners? You could try raw organic honey. Never spoils. Make sure that it's raw organic honey. Number two comes from a plant. Stevia is another artificial, not artificial, I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. It is another natural sugar that comes from a plant. Stevia comes from the stevia plant. All right. It's very, very, very sweet. 100 times sweeter than your regular white sugar. Stevia is the second one. So we had raw honey, we have stevia. Another one you can try is natural as well as agave. And another one that you can try also is coconut sugar. All of these four that I just mentioned to you are natural. There are others, but these are some of the main four sugars that I would endorse as far as you consuming them. Stay away from the aforementioned stevia, not stevia, but the Splenda and the other stuff that I mentioned. Just watch the video again. I'm sort of on a tight schedule and I'm kind of rambling on, but stevia, raw honey, agave, and the other one was coconut sugar. Those are good sugar substitutes. All right. Now, the ones that I mentioned before that, please steer clear of those. And if you have any further questions about this subject, which it should really be self-explanatory, please leave it in the comment section below. Or if you have any additional questions or things that you would like me to address as it relates to your health, your physical fitness, spirituality, government, my take on whatever, ask me and I'll try my very utmost, my best to respond. So long.